could do your masters from Cambridge and you could still be unemployed. You could do your masters from a random university and you could still have a great package.
I had a very bad experience during my masters. It was basically very hectic.
I spoke with one of my HR friends. She was like, when we screen the resume, we know the location of the person who's applying from. And imagine the job is in London and you're applying from Birmingham or Manchester. We know that you might come at your own expense, but there's a system. We just want London applicants.
So guys, I think this is again very important. Why is a majority of the Indian student struggling?
The major issue is lack of skill. That happened
Can
with
you
me.
please write the email yourself?
I can show you that email. So this opportunity, great guy. He reached out to me first. I emailed back to him and his response was just one-liner. Please rewrite in your own words and send again. I can't read ChatGPT.
If you are looking to study abroad, then watch this full video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.
Hi guys, we are here in London and we are in East London. We are here to meet Yash. He studied in Manchester and is doing a full-time job here in London. We are going to be going in depth and understanding his story. So guys, come on, let's go and meet him. We are here at his home. Thanks Yash for inviting. We are going to be meeting you right now. Hey,
Hello,
how are you Yash? How are you?
Good. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thanks for having us, and we take the shoes off here.
No worries.
But thank you.
To our house. And hi, how are you? I hope you had a great journey. Please come on in. So that's our small 2-bedroom apartment where I live with
I think 2-bedroom apartment in London is not small by any means. So
I live here with my friends.
Yes.
It's me and 2 of my other friends who are living over here. It's right here, heading to our living room. We chill. That's my friend.
Hi, I'm Piyush. Yeah.
Rakshita.
Hi, Rakshita. Yeah.
That's a kitchen. We really enjoy cooking. Kitchen is the part where all of us spends the most amount of time.
Yeah.
We really enjoy cooking. That's my small bar, which we made by a lot of hard work. That's our living room. We all chill here. We have done countless house parties over here. That's a balcony with a great view.
Oh wow, that is fantastic.
You could see flights coming every 15 minutes because it's very close to London City Airport.
Right.
The runway is right there. If you're lucky, you might spot a flight over here.
Yeah, well, we were seeing British Airways plane landing. Yeah. Oh wow, you have overlooking the river, nice pier.
This is Thames, which is coming
yeah,
right in from the central. Yeah.
Awesome.
Our small mandir is right there. We have to keep our parents happy as well. That's the first bedroom.
Nice. It's got a big window and
it's high. It's really good. Very well ventilated.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the plane. I think you could spot it.
So this is your room?
No, my room is the other one. So we have 2 washrooms. This is a storage unit. That's our one washroom.
Nice. So I think it also takes a lot of effort when in maintaining a place.
We have like weekly cleaning days where all 3 of us blast music, and just take vacuums and gloves and just clean the entire apartment. That's the master bedroom. That's my room.
Right.
That's my working desk. That's my friend's working desk because we're 3 people, 2 rooms, so we have to accommodate everyone's desk. We have a pretty big wardrobe and the second
washroom. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, we were in a hotel room which was as big as this. But that is London for us, so yeah. But thanks for having us, Yash and Rakshita, for inviting us to your home. We will be looking forward to now sitting down with you and capturing your experience, understanding from you your journey from India to Manchester to London. So guys, see you now very shortly in the conversation with Yash and Rakshita. Hi Yash, thanks for having us and thank you so much for inviting us in your home. And we know it's a really hot day here in London. Taking out the time from your busy schedule and share with all the students that we have and telling about the very different field of biotechnology. So the aim is for us to understand from you your background and your journey and understand what do students who are studying biotechnology can achieve. Introduce yourself. Tell us about where you are from India.
I did my bachelor's from Bangalore in India, and I did my bachelor's in biotechnology itself, biotechnology honors. So it was a BSc biotechnology honors.
Which university did you?
In Bangalore, there's a place called MS Ramaya.
That's a good school.
Yes, it is. So it is mostly known for its engineering and medicine.
Right.
So 3 years ago, they extended it more towards like life sciences, allied
Right.
health sciences. So which is why I felt like it was a good scope. So I went there. And after that, I did my master's from Manchester and
University of Manchester.
Yes, and it's from it's biotechnology and enterprise. So the
Biotechnology.
reason why I took biotechnology and enterprise is because I was a little confused about whether I want to get into research or whether I want to sort of get into the other side of biotech, which is a little more job side.
Right.
So which is why I took that degree and I figured it out later.
Later. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were not very sure as to what you wanted to do after your masters.
Yes.
But between your undergrad and your masters, did you have any experience back in India, or you
No.
came?
I came immediately.
Immediately.
Because during COVID, when I was just looking around what's going on, I felt like there was a little narrowed scope in India with respect to biotechnology, and I felt like maybe there is a little more here, and I can figure out so much more. And even when my parents were a little supportive about it, which is why I did my own research, and I
Right.
actually came here quite early, right after my bachelor's. But
Right.
I would actually recommend getting some experience for it.
So you would say that experience is helpful, although you didn't take that.
Yes, although I
you know.
didn't take it, but I feel like for sure
Right.
experience would be really helpful to get.
And how about you?
So, hi, I'm Yash. I did my bachelor's from Amity. I studied Biotech in biotechnology, and soon after my course, I realized I am not the one person who could do research. I was really bad at labs or something, so I knew I have to do. And at that time, the knowledge was limited, so I knew I had to do something in biotech, but I was not sure what to do. Then I realized, commercialization is more towards which I'm inclined to. I was very specific, I want a course which aligns biotech science, life science with business. So that was the whole criteria for me to look for courses, and eventually I landed a few universities from University of Manchester, UCL, Warwick
You would have
University.
done academically well in Amity.
Oh, yeah,
Not that you're
yes,
saying all bad. So I was not bad at labs, but you were not enjoying. But I'm sure you were performing well.
Yeah, I mean, I was not enjoying that.
Yeah.
So I knew a little boring for me. I did my internship at ICAR as well, over there as well. I just did that, but I didn't enjoy it, as you said. So I knew I have to do something with commercialization and life science. So that's why I chose this course. Then eventually I landed up the University of Manchester, from where we both pursued our masters. As she said as well, I would say highly important to get an experience before coming for your masters over here directly after your bachelor's, because UK, there was no one to guide me about it. But I now tell students via you and via my own YouTube channel as well that UK is an experience-based market, skill-based market, not a degree-based market.
Right.
You could do your masters from Cambridge and you could still be unemployed. You could do your masters from a random university and you could still have a great package. So UK is a highly skilled and experience-based market.
Of course, I think Yash mentioned he is a fellow YouTuber. He's been putting out his knowledge through his channel. And we're going to put the link in the description. So do reach out to him, check out his channel. He's put out a lot of very, very relevant information, especially if you're looking to study in the UK. So thanks, Yash. Again, so you mentioned that, you had some research experience as an internship,
Right.
but you also didn't have any full-time experience before you came here.
Correct.
You had earlier mentioned that you pursued biotechnology with business analytics.
Yeah, that was the inside of Manchester course itself. There were different modules. So the course was very interesting. I want to talk a little bit about course.
Because you mentioned enterprise, you called
It's
it business analytics. So
Yeah.
I want to understand
Right.
kind of variance you could actually have created
Yes.
in the course itself.
Our course was very unique from what we have studied in India. So what they did was, they were core biotech subjects, but to build our entrepreneurial business analytics, business management side, they gave us a team of 7 and they gave us a topic and they just said, this is the topic, create a business out of it. You have to do everything. There was a mentor, but he was not nitpicking oh, you have to be in a class or something. You are all free to do whatever you want.
Right.
You could use university's resource, you could reach out to experts, create a MVP, market it. You want budget, ask the university, we'll give everything to you, just create a business out of it.
Right.
And if that business works, it will be a spin-off company of the university and then it's great.
Yeah, it is good to have, the smartest kids around the
Yeah,
world,
exactly.
making
It
money
was
for you.
Very smart. And that learning is the key learning for me in my entire learning journey till now, because it taught me how to work in real life scenarios, how to work with people who are not your friends. That is the most valuable lesson which I learned.
Right.
Because we come from a background in India, like our classmates are our friends.
Right.
When we do a project, it's like, oh, you know what, you just do it for me.
Right.
So over it was pure professionalism, and which was very new to me as well. Like I couldn't say to my teammate like, oh, could you do this?
Yaar, tu kar lena.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't work there.
Yeah.
And they were really smart about it because so we both were in two different teams.
Teams.
So he had a topic and they were like, so this is the topic, just do something from the scratch. For our team, basically had a company who already had a product and we
Right.
had to find an application for it. So it was like very tricky with
So
respect
yours
to
was
this thing.
actually embedded with the industry, with a real
Yes.
company,
Yes.
real product.
That there,
Yes.
like
And it was very tricky for our group because we had a lot of IPR in it and we had so many restrictions. And while theirs was obviously very hard with respect to everything from scratch, but for us, because of the IPR and rights and stuff, it was so hard. But I think that's where we learned so much.
Right.
We learned about how their company would work and how you can start something from scratch. And because of the diversity, you get to learn so much. And the teammates were so different from each of you. You get such different skills and different ideology from each of them.
Right.
So really helpful.
Your team members, were they from like India or they were like from all over the world?
across the globe. So the great thing about the university, the question which I want to answer by this is like, people ask me, does a university rank matter? The only thing I say is university rank matters because of two things. First, a strong alumni network.
Yes.
And second, the diversity that you get to interact with. Because study aspect, you could learn better things than Oxford on YouTube.
Yes, absolutely.
But the point is that university providing you with what you are actually paying for? You're paying for their high quality alumni network.
Right.
And alumni network helps you get a job if you tap it carefully. And also the diversity helps you learn and understand people from different backgrounds.
Right.
And our university was very, very strict about that in a course, the diversity should be maintained. There were 32 people in a class, only one batch per course, 32 people, and amongst them just 8 to 9 Indians.
Right.
And then apart from that, like everyone from other
Oh,
parts of the world.
why I especially asked this question to you guys is because I know right now we are very close to University of East London.
Yeah, correct.
Where I had a very, very different kind of feedback, and we've done a video on that and sharing experiences. So guys, please do go watch that as well, because that's what kind of puts University of Manchester in contrast. Right. You guys studied there in a very multinational environment, and now you both are here in London. You've studied in Manchester, but you are here in London working.
Right.
Whereas guys who are right now actually just right here are struggling to find opportunities.
Correct.
And you are also in a very specialized field, which again is very important to understand. Let's try to get more deeper into that. Biotechnology, right? When we think of that in India, we are always thinking, like you mentioned, research. Which also doesn't really pay that well in India. Be it pharmaceutical companies, be it a lot of these cosmetics companies or food processing companies, a lot of the research is actually not happening in India. So there's very limited scope as to what do you do with bio, and practically every university is teaching biotechnology. Right? So our minds are shut. Open our minds. Tell us, what does studying biotechnology in UK, what you guys are doing, and what all is the world of biotechnology about?
So guys, let's take a small pause and let me tell you that I counsel hundreds of students looking to study abroad every month. And I am here to help you guys, not just with understanding your profile, which country or university is the best one for you, but help you through the admission process. And me and my team will get you your visa on time. And if you want a one-on-one counseling session with me, please go into the description. There is a link to my Calendly and you can book a one-on-one slot with me. And let's get back to our video now.
Okay.
So,
you want to take that?
Yeah. So I work as a media account executive at a life science communications company. So basically, this is a field that I discovered only after coming here. The reason why I'm here is through the method of elimination, which is first, I was like, I can't do research. I had a very bad experience during my master's. It was basically very hectic, and I realized that it's not in my control. The results are not in my control. And when I know that I am doing my everything, but really I can't help it, I felt like you need to have a lot of patience with respect to that. So which is why I eliminated. I'm like, no, research is not for me. Then that is when we both sat together. We were like, what else is there? So we did our research. That's where I discovered. So my strength, I strongly feel, is basically a little bit towards marketing, a little bit towards like I love giving presentations. I love talking to clients. These kind of things are something that I've always been interested in. So I was like, where can I blend both of these, which is scientific and a little bit more towards marketing, client, and management and everything together. So that's where medical communications come into place. So
Right.
basically, medical communications is a blend of both of these things that I just mentioned.
Right.
So it is basically making sure that imagine there is a company X and they want to reach the right audience for their product.
Right.
So they will come to a medical communications company and they will be like, so this is our product. Now you tell us how can we go ahead with it. So what we do is help with their marketing, audience segmentation, sort of figure out social media for them, and there are so many sectors within it.
And
there's
all of
something
this is
called-
very analytical, right? So I think
Yes.
like your engineering background, everything is coming in handy.
Right.
Yes.
The project that you did is practically what you're doing as a job now.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It would be crazy if actually the company that whose product you are marketing is that the company that you're working for.
No, sadly not
Yeah.
yet because they're still under research
Okay.
in Manchester because they have so many things to go through. But yeah, quite similar. So the thing, the why it is so important is because they would need someone with a scientific background for
Right.
this because it is not very easy to understand pharmaceutical products or biotechnology
Right.
products. So they would require someone where you have a call with client and you just
Right.
understand already because they'll just be like, so this is a product that is used in immunotherapy. So if it is someone who doesn't have any scientific product, they'll
Yeah.
just be like, first you explain me immunotherapy.
Therapy.
So it is so much more hectic for a client.
So
which-
you are like the translator between the crazy geeks who are building out these
Yes.
crazy products to the world who needs to
Right.
understand and use
Exactly.
them. And
Exactly.
so you are that translation layer in the middle. Yeah.
Yes. So and I also work with media publication companies like his company basically. So what I would do is I go to them and I'd be like, so this company is doing this. Why don't you tell me what is your audience segment and then
Right.
we can work this out together. So I have to reach out to them and sort of a few of them along with this and then figure it out and sort of have regular analytics and everything. So this is how the process.
I would have not even understood what, even if you just mentioned your title, the way you explained it is so fantastic to understand kind of an opportunity you're working
Yeah.
with. Thanks so much for that. How about you? Because your role is also, I know you are a creative person. You also like to, put out content out there
Right.
for the community. Very similar role for you in your work. So I think
Right.
you've also been able to manage, combining your knowledge
Science, yeah.
and passion and
Right.
interest together finally. Please tell us.
So I work in sales and operations. So as she mentioned as well, people like us who are from life science background with a business knowledge work in this it's branches of life science companies who help in translating what the other companies are doing to the world. Similar to her, I'm in sales as in operations as I mentioned. Our company wants to talk to other healthcare life science companies, but when you're talking to them, so my company had a prior salesperson before me. He was a general, he had skills in sales and they bought him over. Then when he was in meetings, of course, he would do a meeting and then later he'd be like, oh, they said a lot of things. Could you explain like, okay, what this product does? Like how does
Right.
this blood pressure monitoring system works actually? What is it? So they found a gap, like, it's very difficult for him to understand what is happening. There are a lot of companies, life science marketing companies, life science communication companies who are looking out for people with life science degrees and plus other XYZ skills. That skill could be anything. Plus, like as you mentioned, creative aspects, editors. Life science marketing companies, these editors, her company had a permanent full-time editor because they need someone who understand little bit about the video, what he needs to make, and then makes
Of
it
course, when they
actually.
are
You
putting
also need to know how to show the product,
right.
which is very important.
Very important. And if you understand the product, then you can do it just so much better.
Exactly.
So I think it just reaffirms so much of my belief that, doing business analytics or a general management program, you guys are with biotechnology background. You've combined the two.
Right.
Now you are really a specialist in a
Right.
domain. Now when a biosciences company is looking for somebody in sales,
Exactly.
you would always get the preference because you will be so much better because you
yeah.
understand the entire ecosystem.
Right.
Not too deep. You are not the
Just-
crazy
yeah,
scientist,
exactly, true.
Sitting in the lab,
Yeah.
but you understand what they are
What
saying.
they are saying.
And like, I
Exactly.
strongly believe that skills like marketing and sales can be acquired over time,
Right.
but scientific knowledge is not something that you can
You-
just learn
yes.
Learn, yeah,
right
true.
there. Yeah.
So what is the name of your company?
It's called KDM Communications.
KDM
so
Communications.
it is based off in Cambridgeshire.
And here you are working remotely.
Remotely,
And
yes.
how about you?
Same. My company is Future Medicine AI. The office is in North London, but it's fully remote.
Fully
So
remote.
I just have to go on meeting days or something like that.
Right.
Another very important, I feel like, field that is here or prevalent is medical writer.
Yeah.
Actually, so let's say if you like lab, but you do not like doing the research part of the labs, but you love writing thesis.
Right.
But how can you use that skill somewhere else? So that is called medical writing. So like I said, when these companies approach saying this is a product, now can you help me advertise it? So you would need someone in the company to write about the
Right.
product.
A
So
blog, basically.
yes, basically let it
You have
be
to
a
write
blog.
a manual about how to use this
Exactly.
product, or you know any.
Right.
So all there, you're so much so right. There's going to be so much scientific / consumer
Right.
content that needs to be written
Yes.
about.
In scientific terms, there's stuff like white papers, there is
Right.
thought leaders, these kind of things are so important for a company. So basically, someone who writes them is known as a medical writer. So there are plenty of companies and medical communication life science agencies who are hiring for such people, and it's a huge scope to
It's a
play.
huge scope as well.
Right. Yes.
What other kind of opportunities do you guys see
In biotech
in
itself.
biotechnology?
So I would say take this biotech as a core skill and add on another skill which you are interested in, and you'll find a job in that. It could be anything. It could be creative. It could be sales. I would say sales is easier. Why? Because the sales skill you don't even have to study it or learn it. It's like basic people skill.
Right.
If you're good at talking,
And then
if
you
you're-
have to just practice.
Exactly. If you're good at talking, if you're good at presenting, if you're good at convincing people, then you can just merge these two and you have a good opportunity for yourself. But a core skill is a little difficult. So sales, creative, marketing, and medical writers is something that you can explore. Also, in biotech companies or healthcare companies, they want project associates as well, not project managers. A project associate which manages all the life science projects that is happening, but understand them as well. Those kind of roles are also available over
Maintaining
in
the
the UK.
clients and all these.
Client
so
success
currently,
managers.
one more thing
Client
that is-
success managers.
Particularly for healthcare.
Yeah.
So in my job, I have to attend a lot of events that is happening across the UK. So over there, every other person you meet is not from life science background. They're working in a life science company, but they might not understand it.
Right.
So it gets really difficult for them to make genuine connections with people over there at the event, which hinders in their sales, marketing, and operations. But I've seen people like myself as well when I was working with a company. When I used to go to the events, as I understand science, I could talk to anyone who is in healthcare and understand what he's saying, put out the right questions to establish that warm relationship.
Right.
And then eventually lead on to that with the calls and everything.
That's again so many different domains which are
Right.
like technology / business. Of course, there could be core technology roles as well.
Of course, true.
One thing that is very trending at the moment is basically AI in healthcare.
Right.
It is very important. So I'm actually doing a course on it at the moment so that I can upskill myself.
Is that a paid course or?
Yes, it is. It's
and,
actually
and from
quite
where?
an- MIT.
From MIT. So you're doing
Yes.
like an online course from
Yes,
MIT.
it's like a proper 6 weeks course.
See, what I love about you guys who are very ambitious is you never stop learning.
Yeah, that's true.
It's never like, अरे मैं तो star बन गया हूँ, स्टडू मेरा job है, देखो सब लोग struggle कर रहे हैं. No, you are always continuing to stay a step ahead. I think that's so important, guys. Don't think that your journey has done when you have the admission. You have to come, work hard
Right.
here, and then continuously keep adding more to your skill
Right.
as your professional journey goes.
Actual difficulty starts when you land in the UK.
Yeah, I think coming here is the easier part.
And as you mentioned, about, I just want to build up on that point. We were in that phase just after graduating, and we were very lucky. We were the first few people in the entire class and entire Indian friends that we had in Manchester to get a job.
September we finished our course.
Finished our course, and October we finished our thesis, and we were employed by November end. So for initial first few 3 months, 4
See,
months,
look, he's bragging. Huh? See,
No.
proud.
So we also thought, we finished our masters, we have a job, now nothing else. But the reality hits you hard. The first company which I was working with, that company had some issues internally, so they got restructured. So I was laid off. The entire team was laid off from that company. So then I realized, man, I have to upskill myself to keep up with the market. And since then, I got this life learning lesson, which you just mentioned as well, that you should never stop learning. So even I am pursuing other things apart from my regular job, upskilling myself in hard coding, like I'm learning Python now. So to unlock more opportunities, because the market is really, really volatile at this point. Anything could happen.
Anything would happen, so you need to be again like adding more skills so that you can
Is
be more
always-
relevant.
Exactly.
It's very
So you are doing AI, you are doing more in like deeper analytics,
Right.
you're learning Python. I think very important.
Correct.
You said that you guys had around 8-9 students in your class from India.
Yes.
What are the other guys doing?
Most of it's just two of us and one
And
more person
one more
who was here.
person.
Apart from that, everyone went to India. They couldn't secure jobs in the particular amount of time, so they are working in India. Some are going for PhDs, higher studies. Some are working in India with again life science companies. So that's what they're doing
I
mostly.
think one thing that is really important while studying here is basically you need to sort of have guts to do anything. That's
Right.
because, like, so in Manchester, we both very clearly knew that we didn't actually have scope there because obviously university was amazing.
That's true.
But we were like, we won't get a job here, especially our field. So we were like, we don't know London at all, and it's not easy to suddenly move to a city and figuring out. And as students, or actually not students, not employed, actual unemployed people, we were like, how would we get a house or anything?
Right.
So, but we decided to move. That was a big move. But so many people who were in Manchester, they stayed in Manchester for 8-9 months. Then they realized, oh, there's no scope. Then they moved to London now. So you sort of need to get it together and then
So you
be like,
think
this is the time.
your bet of coming to London
Right.
was
Yes.
See,
the key difference?
you can't go fishing in a small pond. If you're new as a fisherman, you can't fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
You want a sea too, so that you can at least catch something when there are thousands of fishes floating around. Similar with London. Manchester is a great city, but a very compact, small city.
Especially for biotechnology.
Especially for any industry, I would say. Every company have their secondary office based in Manchester, which is like core people who are staying there, they only work. In London, you have like plethora of startups. You just turn your head around, you could see hundreds and hundreds of startups every day coming, securing funding, creating opportunities. Need to be in a market where jobs are in plenty.
These mid-sized companies that are constantly
Hiring.
You cannot just look at a job on LinkedIn and apply for it. That's
But
not how
it's
it
like,
works.
so I'll come to the location part and
Right.
I'll go deeper into it. But just to kind of wrap up that point. So when your friends, the other 8-9 Indian kids, I'm sorry, I'm focusing too much on our Indian folks. When they found out that you guys had a job, did they not try to apply a similar strategy? Or did they not have the relevant skills?
To answer that question honestly,
I would copy
I know.
somebody I know who's successful. That's what I'm trying to make everybody do. Like, okay, these guys are successful. Learn from them and just do.
I know, but you can tell people when they ask for help.
Yeah.
You can't go and tell people because then it sounds like, oh, you're arrogant. That you got a job and you're telling us, who are you to tell us you just got a job, okay?
And
Guys.
even if they ask us how did you do it and we sort of give them an idea, we can't just say that, okay, the first thing is move to London. And we have sort of like
Told them,
pointed
but-
that out. But I think it's all about if
The
you can do
mindset
it, you
as
will do
well.
it. Yeah.
So I mean, because you guys got it very early,
Yeah.
right? And then I mean, when it happened in my batch, all my friends were doing industrial engineering.
Okay.
And one kid, he was our gold medalist. If he's going to be watching, he'll be very happy that I'm mentioning him. He went to Stanford to do his
Okay.
master's.
Oh wow, that's great.
In industrial engineering. I was like, what the hell is he doing? What will he do after this? He ended up joining a algo trading company, making big bucks. Now he's a high flyer,
Wow.
probably owns half of New York. Watching him, our entire, I'm maybe exaggerating a little bit, but practically our entire batch of industrial engineers
Went
moved to
US.
US to do masters in industrial engineering,
Oh.
all with the focus of going into finance.
Got it.
Right? They said, okay, we've found one story.
Yeah.
We will copy the
Copy
hell
that
out of it,
True.
and everyone is doing really well.
Also, just build up on that point. So we knew we are graduating in October. This is I'm talking about 2023 January February time. The new year was around, and I knew like we are already halfway through the masters. Only halfway is remaining. I am actually saying it. Before starting masters, never used LinkedIn, never made a CV, never made a resume. I knew nothing, zero. I was at zero, and I knew if I start after graduating, I'll extend my own struggle by 8 months. I need to start now. It was an enlightenment in March 2023 when everyone was just focusing on the uni. They're like, oh, abhi to uni mein 6-7 mahine hain, hum
Right.
uske baad dekhenge. We both were like, let's make a resume. Let's send the resume out there. Let's see what are we doing wrong. तो हमने मार्च से लेकर सितंबर तक सिर्फ rejections दिए हैं. सिर्फ rejections. I used to track my applications. Before securing my first job offer, I applied 1,000 jobs, 1,000 rejections
That's
every
right.
day.
1,000 rejections.
I'm not exaggerating
Yeah,
it.
it's actually not exaggerated. Like,
No,
I
no,
used
I-
to apply
Stop
for
counting after
100.
1,000, but it would be like 1,100 or something like that. And I'm not exaggerating it at all. So while we were coming to the end of our code, we knew we had a great resume, like great resume as in we knew what structure would work. We have connected with so many people on LinkedIn that now it was just a matter of time that they have an opportunity. I reach out to them and I interview. The goal was to interview first because I knew I'm a little extroverted, so I knew like I could pull the interview off.
Right.
Then slowly, steadily, I learned how to say things, what things needs to be said in the interview, and eventually we just landed a job in November.
Both of
When
us
people
were
started this, like, oh, let's create a resume, let's start applying.
And I think that's when you are not having anything to do because now you are completely free. Those rejections hit you even harder.
Oh yeah,
yes.
true.
Right?
was-
Because then the moment you go into that depression, that negative frame of mind,
Right.
it just becomes even more difficult.
Yes,
Right.
because we realized that our goal was to just secure an interview,
Hmm.
but it was so hard to pass the CV on like later because the ATS software or like the hiring managers, like it was so hard to just get through that first stage. But once you learn how to do that,
So you said
then
that you
can do it.
started doing that like early into
Very
your
early.
program itself,
Yeah.
and then you mastered or like through iterative
Hmm.
process, just figured out what is going to work for you,
Right.
and also built a good network, which
Network, yeah.
others actually started post graduation.
Right.
A
So
very simple example is basically like people like who have just finished their masters, the first thing they would do is apply for graduate programs. We realized that obviously graduate programs are a great opportunity, but it's very, very, very rare for someone to secure that.
Right.
Because imagine the number of graduates at the moment, and there are hardly like just 4-5 positions at a company.
Right.
So you need to be extremely upskilled and know how to do it. So we applied to so many graduate programs and we're like, this is not it. Because they would make us waste our time by writing plenty of tests.
Yeah.
Like there would be 1 hour, 2 hour long aptitude tests and then later they'll be like, no.
No.
So we realized this is actually not it. So we realized that quite early, which is why we realized, okay, through LinkedIn, cold emailing, cold messaging.
See, again, that is so important, right? You are targeting the most creamiest opportunities, and then that's the one with the most competition as well. And I tell this to all my students in every webinar that I do that, when you're going to LinkedIn, you're seeing page 1.
Right.
Page 1, everyone is viewing.
Right.
Only 1% people reach page 10.
10. Correct.
So if you start on page 10 now, you are automatically reducing your competition by 100. And those are the smaller companies.
Smaller
They're not so
companies, yeah.
known company, may not have graduate program, but they can give you employment. They can start
your
journey.
Yeah, that's what we did.
So because especially you guys didn't have experience back in India,
Exactly.
even more tougher. So it makes even better sense to
Correct.
actually do that. And I think I'm also feeling a bit happy that.
So, guys, let's take a small pause and let me tell you that I counsel hundreds of students looking to study abroad every month. And I am here to help you guys not just with understanding your profile, which country or university is the best one for you, but help you through the admission process. And me and my team will get you your visa on time. And if you want a one-on-one counseling session with me, please go into the description. There is a link to my Calendly and you can book a one-on-one slot with me. And let's get back to our video now.
Moving to your other part, which you guys were talking about, location. You guys studied in a top tier university, Manchester. You believe that London is the right space.
London is
so
the place.
Would you say that if somebody is coming to do their masters, should they prefer any other university in London over the universities in Manchester?
No. Why? London is a very expensive city. I think last week only they published a report. London is the most expensive city to live in the world.
Yes.
So as a student, if you are coming from a really good background, go anywhere you want to. But thinking about the value for money and the amount you are putting and the knowledge and the experience that you're getting, you need to find a great spot. So don't come to London for your masters. There are plenty of universities in the UK which are in Russell Group, which are top tier universities. Study there, acquire skills, make connections, keep working during your masters. And by working, I don't mean part-time job. I mean like working on something else which will give you an exponential growth after your masters. Keep working on that. As soon as you're done with your masters, pack your bags and come hunting to
But
London.
if you do get like a very top college, like let's say UCL or like Imperial and all that, they do obviously hold a lot of value and it is worth it. But I don't recommend doing any random university in London.
Yeah.
If you're doing any random university in London, better go to a city
Yes,
outside
better.
Right,
and
right,
do a
true,
better
true.
university because your cost of living will go down. If you're still willing to spend that
Almost
much,
half.
Right.
pay higher in your tuition and do a good university there.
Yes.
Also, in terms of university, it doesn't matter where you are doing doing it. For example, let's take a university which is not highly ranked. Let's name that XYZ University. And then there is Manchester, UCL, that group of university. Imagine I'm in Manchester. I was in Manchester, I mean. And the great thing is the alumni network is spread across UK
Right.
and across the world.
Right.
As compared to this X university in London who have their alumni in not corporate, like doing blue collar jobs or something like that. And you don't aim to do that. I'm not demeaning those jobs by any means, but I'm just saying you don't aim to do that. Then you need to know how to tap that alumni network with most efficiency. Like you go to any top company on LinkedIn, Apple, Google, Samsung, you in the people section just type the University of Manchester and you'll find hundreds of alumni working over there, and you reach out to those people saying that, oh, you know what, I'm a junior, I really loved your career journey, it would be great if you could guide me. Connect that with that person, try to have a call with that person. Later he will help you with a referral. So you need to tap those market, and then the location aspect won't matter that much. But if you are in London and the job is in London as well, you mentioned about ATS, right? I spoke with one of my HR friends. She was like, when we screen the resume, we know the location of the person who's applying from. And imagine the job is in London and you're applying from Birmingham or Manchester. We know that you might come at your own expense, but there's a system. We just want London applicants.
So guys, I think this is again very important. When you are sending your resume for applying for a job, actually your location, the address that you're mentioning on
Right.
it is so critical.
Right.
Right.
And I've confirmed with like 2 to 3 friends who work as HR specialist in India and over here in the UK as well.
Right.
And they're like, the location really matters. It's like, think from HR's point of view. Everyone wants to make their job as easy as possible.
Yeah, I mean, everyone want to. Why would they? They have so many people in London. Why would they want to look at somebody in Birmingham?
Just a point on that. Nobody wants to work. If you got an opportunity that I'll hand you 10 million right now and you retire, you won't work.
Yeah, some people are meant to struggle their entire life, even with whatever kind of money we may have.
But I'm like, everyone wants to make their job
But yes,
easier.
everyone wants to make their job easier,
Right.
and makes it simpler.
Imagine I'm an HR. I have to hire 5 people and pass it on to my manager for interview. Some great student, he actually puts in effort rather than just applying. He reaches out to me several times, sends like, oh, you know what, according to the job, I think this skill of mine could help you achieve this. I would be impressed like, oh, this guy is actually putting in work. Now I'll definitely send him in the next round. Plus, I just need to find other 4 now. He made HR's job easier, and that is your gateway to get interviews and get hired eventually.
So I think that's again some very important insight that we have covered in this conversation. Do watch this video till the end so that you get more and more of such information, guys. So, but one aspect which you guys are here in London.
Yeah.
Your company is in Oxford.
Yeah.
Your company is in North London, but you guys are working remotely.
Right.
Now, is this whole location actually even a discussion?
At the moment, maybe not sure, but if you're a person who still wants to sort of upskill yourself or look for another part-time freelance opportunity and stuff like that, it's still very relevant.
Said very relevant.
Because I also did a freelance opportunity alongside my work, which I just terminated last week because it was a project that was just for 4 months. And the reason why I got it because I could meet that person in London. It was actually with the owner of his company. I handled his personal social media.
Right.
So maybe finding something like this wouldn't be that easy if I wasn't at this particular place.
You should utilize London as much as possible. Just milk London out as much as you can. Why? Very influential people, key decision makers, key industries, key entrepreneurs, everyone is in London. It's just a matter of your outreach and your hard work to reach out to those people. And those people could help you. Let's not put job in this perspective. Like, not everything is about job, I would say. It's about like, I could meet someone in London via LinkedIn on a coffee chat, and then later on some opportunity might arise via him.
Right. So you need to network not with a single cause. You need to network. You need to know
Exactly.
good people who can help you, who can mentor you. You don't know when.
Exactly. So that's why London is important. In Manchester, of course, there would be key decision people, influential people, but the majority is very less. The number of those kind of people are very less. While in London, huge. Like, there are multiple, many successful people.
And when you
in
guys were
London.
interviewing for your companies, did you have like an in-person round as well?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
So I think it may be not so relevant now that you are already been
remote,
screened,
yeah.
you're working with them, now you can work remotely.
Right.
But for the in-person round of interview, they knew that you're in London, you can come in
Right.
quickly and with less effort.
Yes.
Correct.
In a nutshell, what you're saying is study in a good university
Right.
outside of London, wherever you can get the best education.
Education, yeah.
And then move to London.
Right.
Yes.
That's where the majority of the opportunity would be.
Would be, yeah.
And then start looking for a job here.
Here, yeah.
And build a network in London beyond purely a job search.
It'll be very difficult. It'll be extremely difficult, extremely. But if you have chosen to come study abroad, this is not a struggle or something. It just comes with it. It's a part of it. You need to soak it in and sulk it up and just keep working.
One question that I try to also answer for my students is, students in UK are struggling. There's no two ways about it. We don't sugarcoat it.
Right.
I have a certain thought process.
Right.
Why? But I want to know yours. You guys are staying in a fantastic apartment, I guys. You guys are doing well, for your age. You guys are, what I want to understand is, in your opinion, why is a majority of the Indian student population here struggling?
The major issue is lack of skill. We both also made that mistake that coming right after our bachelor's, we somehow managed to get a job. That's a different story, which we already spoke about. But lack of skill is something which I actually felt in my initial days while I was applying. And when I see my fellow friends as well, like who just came a year or so ago, and all the requests that I get, like about like, we are not getting a job, could you help us with that? And when you look at how much effort they're trying to do and versus the job market, amongst 100 people, there would be that 1 to 2 or 5 candidates from India, I would specifically say, who are skilled, who have an experience, and who knows how to translate their experience into a very well communication way. So that thing is really important. And that is highly lacking for the students who are coming. Not for everyone, but for majority of them, yes. Secondly, people focus a lot on earning instant money.
I think this is one thing that I've gotten bored of hearing, because everyone is saying this, but nobody is listening.
No, that's true. So, and I don't blame them as well. Everyone's financial condition is different. I understand. Even if you're working part-time, keep it as a part-time.
You guys work part-time?
No. Fortunately, the family that I come from, she comes from, my parents were just like, we sent you there for your master. You do your masters. Don't get a job. You look for a job, you sit at home, you look for a job, you focus on your health. Eventually, you'll get a job. Not today, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, a week after. Everyone has to get a job. You will get one. So that was it.
But it's purely a privilege, and if you have to work part-time,
please do. But make sure it's in a right balance. That
you should not overtake your entire objective of coming
Exactly my point. Right. Exactly.
Because we know people who work 80 hours a week, 70 hours a week, which is crazy.
No, I mean 80 hours a week even if you're working full-time, you will...
Yeah,
and third part...
like you get so exhausted that you can't do anything.
And the third part is communication. A little communication barrier / gap when you are trying to convey your skills, trying to convey your experience to someone who is a Britisher, then you need to be really confident. You need to sound confident. You need to have a personality which comes out when you are interviewing. So I think that is also a lacking, which I feel or which I see in the students who are coming now. I met this student recently. He had a great CV, great skills. He worked in one of the best companies currently over there in India, growing startup. And he was a senior software engineer, and he was like, I'm not unable to get a job in the UK. It's been 6 months. With that CV and experience, he would be lining offer letters like that. But the issue was, he himself told me like he doesn't feel confident when he's speaking to someone else.
What is your tip on building that confidence?
I was the most underconfident kid you would have ever met.
Doesn't seem so.
So
whatever the tip is has worked.
The best thing I would say to do is do 2 things completely out of your comfort zone. Okay. First, take your phone and just say anything. Don't need to just say anything. Like just record yourself for 1 minute, talk to the camera for 1 minute. It will be really difficult. You'll cringe at yourself at first, but just do it.
Yeah.
And second, when you're going out, just randomly greet people. It's easy to do that in the UK because people are really...
Yeah. People expect also, like then they will respond also. So you don't feel like, okay,
I'm looking so stupid right now. So when you're going out, just talk to a person who's, oh, your dog looks really cute. Oh, which breed is it? Oh my God, what's his name? Oh, have a lovely day. Yeah, that's it. Enough. And that will build your confidence. That will build your fluency and it will help you communicate.
Guys, if somebody has not understood it, can you just repeat again? I think what you have said is so powerful. For somebody even like me, at my age, that's such an icebreaker for in any new country, right? Especially with just reaching up to new people in a networking event. Even I struggle at times.
Right.
Like should I go? When I'm going and asking students to talk to me, I struggle at that. I think that's a fantastic idea. It will work for me as well. Can you just reiterate that once more?
Like just the example that I mentioned. Like for example, you're walking down on the street and you're on a coffee shop. There's a person right in front of you. Oh, you got a nice bag. Is that Coach? Oh, I think I saw that bag in the store last week. How much you got it for? Oh, I think when I went there, the bag was out of stock. But I really like that bag. I would love to get that bag in the future. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your coffee. As simple as that. Just try to be polite. Try to talk about something which you can see. You don't have to ask their personal details and everything. You are single, you have a boyfriend or something like that. Just something that you can see.
Yeah.
Oh, nice shoes. Oh, are those Nike Air Jordan 1? Oh, I really like the color. I have the similar ones in grey. No matter you don't have it, they are not going to come and check it. Just for a conversation's sake, you just say, oh, I have that one in
But
red.
that just
But one thing which is so important is you first need to understand that you are not the center of the world, and no one is judging you for
Nobody.
sure. Like the number of times where people are a little like not so sure about their language. It doesn't matter. Like as long as you can just converse, it doesn't matter. Like I know so many people now who are so confidently talking, even though their language is a little bit of a barrier.
do you think accent matters?
No.
No, it
Not at all.
really doesn't.
Right.
Not at all.
Again, guys, please listen to them.
I don't have an accent.
You don't
Yeah.
have an
It's been
accent.
3 years. I still talk like this.
One more thing that I used to do was I used to be a little like conscious about how I would do in an interview, because first of all I wouldn't know where to look. It's a very funny thing to say, but like you actually need to work on how you look, or like where to look in the camera. Because sometimes you're just looking at yourself in the camera, or there's so many random things that you would do in an interview that you don't realize. So
And these are like video interviews.
Video interviews, yeah.
like you actually don't realize you're doing it, but they actually notice it, which is
Right.
very important. Like I used to be a person in my first few interviews, I used to look at myself to see if I'm doing all right.
Right.
And I'm not looking at, like, it's such a funny thing to say, but it actually matters.
Yes.
And the other thing that I used to do is that, like, I used to write down so many points that I used to keep looking at the side to make sure that I make the point. But it sort of looks like I have everything ready, and it really is so prepared, it doesn't matter. So what I started doing is right before an interview, I really started talking to the camera and the laptop.
Right.
So before the interview, I would introduce myself to the camera. I would sort of answer these questions that I've already written. I would actually ask those questions to the camera. That over the time, interviews became so easy for me that I wouldn't need notes. Like,
Right.
so I feel like being natural in an interview is very important, here,
important.
because they actually value personality.
Right. I think, and I have this habit of, like, I think and speak. And so I would just look up, think, and then speak, and then people feel that I'm not interested in the conversation. In person, it doesn't feel that odd.
Yeah.
But on a camera,
It
it looks really odd, right? And you're like, okay, this guy is actually doing something else. He doesn't care about this conversation.
Yeah.
And when I got that feedback during COVID, my team was like, Piyush, like, are you there for us? Like, what? Like, I was like, guys, I'm just thinking. It's like,
True.
we cannot understand that. What you've said is this new age of conversation, which is happening through this digital medium. I think being able to look at that dot where the webcam is, and just speak to that, that's the person, because that's the eye, that that's how people are looking at you.
And it makes you look confident, which
Yes.
is very important.
And engaged.
Engaged,
Exactly.
yeah, true.
So I think fantastic for you to be sharing this. Coming back to our job, and how did you guys find out these opportunities?
So LinkedIn is something which is primarily used over here in the UK for hiring. That is the first one. Secondly, there's this website called Cord Jobs, CORD.jobs. Excellent website. If you are someone struggling with not getting responses, like you apply and just get ghosted, that website might be your solution, because over there they have listed a company's response time, and if the company doesn't respond, then the company will be charged. So the company have to respond. So that website is really great. I found that website through one of my friend actually 6 months ago. Great website. Please try it if you want. Great opportunities, especially for people in marketing, people in software. Please use that. You'll definitely secure great job from that one. So these are the two things which we used. And third, I would just want to say about ATS. If you are struggling with ATS rejecting a resume, just fuck that thing off. Just bypass the ATS. Send your resume directly to the person who's hiring, to the company, to the manager of the role that you're applying for, and send it to them multiple times from the company, so that at least they see the resume. If your resume is good, they will invite you for the interview. So just try to bypass that ATS if you're struggling with that, because to make a ATS friendly resume, it takes months and months and months of practice to know what to write in that resume. And no resume is a perfect resume.
And people say that use ChatGPT to make it ATS
you
compliant.
said it so perfect point, perfect time. I work in this company called Future Medicine AI. We have our own system in place. So we have our editor-in-chief. Whatever we put it out there or whatever a query we receive, we have this system which can analyze if the thing was written by AI or not. No matter you have used Schoolbot, no matter whatever software you have used, the softwares are so bloody good these days that it can spot on anything.
AI can obviously spot AI.
And also, like, because now I'm working in a company, many people reach out to me like, oh, is there an opening in a company? This is our resume. Every ChatGPT resume looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
You went to ChatGPT to make your resume stand out, but all it's doing is putting you with the crowd. Everything's sort of spearheaded a project of 10, spearheaded a team of 10 in and led this project by 20%. Everything sounds the same.
Like just the profile somebody, first word adjective is so easy. Dedicated, or like they would say like hard
I think you
work.
guys
Hard work,
have been reviewing a lot of resumes for your friends
Yeah,
and
like
other
it's quite
students.
obvious. and
You read it and you, because now I work in sales, so I have sent so many emails, received so many emails, and my founder is really smart guy. So when I was working with him, he reads a line and he could spot, and 90 out of 100 times he's spot on, like, is this AI or not? So with him, I also got that thing, like when I read a paragraph or something, I could sense like this
And
is
you are
ChatGPT
looking for
written.
people who are genuinely interested, right? They're
Yeah.
not just trying to look that they are super,
Super,
you know,
exactly.
what you're looking for,
Technical and all
but
that.
they may not be because it is just ChatGPT, which is kind of
Exactly.
fitted in.
One thing which is very important is like in India, sort of we've been fabricated in a way that they say that your emails should be so professional, make sure that it's 3 paragraphs and your introduction. It actually doesn't matter, because here when we used to start applying, we used to send cold emails. It's very hard to randomly start an email and like, you know, sort of structure it and all that. So we use AI. It's very normal for a person to use AI for writing an email at the moment,
Right.
like this particular time. So it is very easy to catch that, and we have gotten responses from hiring
Oh,
managers
yes.
saying
That happened
can
with
you
me.
please write the email yourself?
I can show you that email. I can
Yeah.
show you that email. So this opportunity, great guy. He reached out to me first. I emailed back to him, and his response was just one liner. Please rewrite in your own words and send again. I can't read ChatGPT. I'm not
You
even
could have
kidding.
just told ChatGPT, I'm sending this email to Yash. Can you tell me what response he would give me? And
Yeah.
he wouldn't have to wait for it.
And he spot on, I'm
Yeah.
not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
So next time I'm like, oh shit, I might lose this opportunity if I don't write it. So I wrote the email by myself. Okay. Now I'm telling you, stupid brain. I'm like, I wrote the email by myself. Now I'll just put it into ChatGPT to correct the
Yeah.
grammar so that it sounds more professional. I did that. He's like, again ChatGPT, try again. Then I wrote by myself only. I'm like, oh, you know what?
And then he responded.
And then he
Yeah,
responded.
yeah.
So that actually happens. So
You are looking to study abroad, then watch this full video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.
3 ways to get a job. Use LinkedIn thoroughly. Update your LinkedIn profile. Make it spot on. There's this person whom I met. He was not able to get a job. People were ignoring him on LinkedIn. He on call, I told him, like, you know, connect with a lot of people and you'll eventually find your way. He's like, how will I connect? Nobody's accepting my bloody request only. Now I'll see the problem is. So he came to me and I saw his LinkedIn. I'm like, I'll give you one example which I gave to him as well. I think your audience will understand it the best. Do you use Instagram?
Yes.
Imagine a girl's name account like XYZ dot, like let's name the girl Srishti for example. Srishti reaches out to you on Instagram without a profile picture, with 0 post, 12 following and 32 followers. Like, oh hi Piyush, I'm really interested in talking to you. Would you talk to me? Don't you think it's a spam account?
Yes, absolutely.
You will be hesitant to reply like, oh bro, who is it? Now, same Srishti with a profile picture, with 20 posts, with 300 followers, with 320 following, sends you a message. Hi Pew, do you have time if we could chat for a few minutes? Now it's all about, you'll think like, oh, the person seems genuine. If he or she texted you, it would be out of their own psychological thing, like they want to talk to you about something, or then it's a genuine request.
And actually what you do is, in that, you go and see what they've posted about.
Exactly.
And if you see that, okay, this person is, you know, posting all random stuff and, you know, maybe not worth my time, you might not still respond.
Exactly.
But if it is, like in case of
Interesting.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
it is like you've posted about your subject and now you say, okay, oh, this person seems good.
Genuine and good,
Genuine,
exactly.
maybe it's worth my time to help the person. And then you respond back. It's not just the profile picture.
It's about the
Exactly.
entire
It's about
profile.
what you have been doing on that platform.
So getting a reply on LinkedIn for job is equivalent to getting a reply from a crush to make her your girlfriend. It's exactly the same.
Right.
I'm not kidding.
How do you
It's
make
exactly
people
the
fall
same.
in love with you?
It's exactly the same. That guy who came to help with me, he's like, no, you are kidding. I'm like, let's do an exam. So there was this HR whom he was trying to reach, and that HR was from his previous company. The company is very big. So that HR recruited him 3 years ago, and now that HR is not responding to his messages only. I'm like, you know what? I am from completely different domain. He's from supply chain. Completely different domain. I'm like, I'll send a message to her and let's see she replies or not. She accepted my request and she replied back. I still have it on my phone.
Yeah.
I sent him a screenshot. He's like, can you please ask her to reply to me
me.
also or something?
No, so but guys, we're gonna put up Yash's LinkedIn as well, so you guys can actually check out and see a profile which works. So
Yeah, so make your LinkedIn, just put as much efforts as much as you put on Instagram to impress others. Put as much efforts on LinkedIn.
on
as well.
LinkedIn as
And
well.
one thing that really helped me was do not hesitate to double text or double email people
Oh.
or triple also, doesn't matter. Like we know people will be like, I already mailed him, it won't look nice if I mail him again.
So
he
what?
doesn't have the time.
No, I think recently we were reaching out to a lot of universities for a time. I realized that people here are very, very organized.
Okay.
So what they would do is they would actually, your first mail also, they would keep it with them.
Yeah.
And they would plan to reply
Right.
after 1 month also.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
So they're like, okay, I will do that. And for them, it's normal because I'm busy for a month.
Yeah.
And they have a schedule, and getting like an appointment tomorrow is very difficult.
Difficult,
You know, they'll
yeah.
give you an appointment for 2 months
2
from
months,
now.
yeah.
So the time frame the which we think systems are moving,
Yeah.
it may or may not be. Things fall through cracks.
Right.
Average number of pop-ups it took me to get responses from universities is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
It took
very
me
common
on the 4th top-up on the original mail. That's the average.
average.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You're
there
right,
have been
absolutely
months
right.
which have gone more.
More. You're absolutely right.
That's actually how I got my job because in September I actually interviewed for a particular role in the same company, and I was in the final stage and they were quite happy with it and everything, but they didn't respond for a very long time. Then later when I probably emailed them thrice, they were like, sorry, we hired someone internally. But what happened later? Suddenly in November, I'm like, bro, it's been 2 months. Like, let's just try emailing. So I had a list of companies. I emailed all of them again, saying, do you have any current opportunities? What's going on? And I emailed them twice, and that's when the company was like, oh wait, I think I have a role opening, and you've emailed me. Then it reminded me. So she's like, you know what? Let's jump on a call for another role. So she remembered me, and then when we jumped on the call, she offered me the letter immediately.
Immediate.
I didn't have to go through another interview. So I
Right.
think constantly catching up with those people, reminding them that you're there is
Right.
very important.
Very important.
Because you are no big person that they would remember you on an everyday basis. You have to remind them that I'm right here.
So you both got jobs from LinkedIn. It was largely through a very wide net effort
Right.
that you
Yes.
got. The last segment of this discussion is sort of now going to level 2. Is you have a full-time job, you guys are earning well. Would you think that you will get visa sponsorship from your current roles?
No. Our companies don't offer it. So for visa sponsorship, many people don't understand it. It's a very tricky part. Just to go it over very quickly, a company needs to get a sponsorship license to sponsor you. The limit or the area or the criteria how it works is your company, if it's based in UK and you are operating, it needs to do 400k or above, and then you get 4 sponsorship slots. In the UK, there are 2 roles, 2 job functions which gets highest sponsorship. First is software engineers, second is finance. Why? These are highly technical roles. You can't learn those roles via YouTube. You need to go through rigorous training, rigorous courses to do that.
Experience also.
Right.
And UK and Europe, when a company is recruiting for, let's say, marketing position, marketing is a skill which could be taught to you in 6 months because there are similar things: Google ads, LinkedIn ads, Facebook
Right.
admit ad. And once you do it thrice, you'll know, okay, this button, this button, this button. So the companies prefer to hold their sponsorship slots. They get 4 sponsorship slots in a year if they are doing 400k, and if more, they have more sponsorship slots. So they hold those slots in majority for those people who are from tech background, like software engineers. They know the best software engineers are produced in South Asia, so they hold those spots. I have interviewed for very similar roles, like in sales, that they would say the company would have a sponsorship license, but they would directly say like, look, we have a license, but we won't use the license to sponsor this role because we are holding it for a finance or a tech role. So our companies, they don't even have a sponsorship license because there's a mid-tier startup, but the companies are ready to get a sponsorship license if you have a technical skill which they can't find it that easily, or they can train people over that very easy.
So basically, you need to be more indispensable. And basically the cost of replacement needs to be, higher than sponsoring you.
So regular sponsorship. So sponsorship have two type of cost. First is variable cost and one is fixed cost. The fixed cost is about the application fee and everything, and then the variable cost depends on the size of the company, the number of employees the companies have, and the amount of revenue the company is doing. When I checked recently, to sponsor an employee at a regular company for entire 5 years cost a company anywhere between 8,000 to 14,000 pounds, depending on the size and the revenue that they are doing. And 8 to 14,000 pounds is a pretty big chunk of
absolutely,
money.
for a company that's like say doing 400,000.
Exactly. Like just to give in a perspective, 8 to 14,000 pounds, like 10 to 16 lakhs in India.
Right.
So for one employee, and then your salary would be on top of that. So company
It's a
really needs to
huge
evaluate.
investment.
Right.
So they don't invest this amount of money on a skill which could be taught by a regular YouTube channel, or it could be taught by telling you how to do things thrice, and then you will be able to do it in 4 times.
So you need to be definitely having more specialized roles.
That's
And
why
which
I'm
is
learning
why we are
Python.
all upskilling at the moment,
In
which is very
technical
important.
aspect, more technical aspect.
Right now you assume that your companies do not have a license and they may not take a license also. What's your plan for the future?
We're not really keen on sponsorship as well, because we were little bit done with the UK about the environment and everything. So we're like, let's do something fresh. We were completely okay to go back to India, because India have a lot of opportunities, and with this experience I think we could do great in India. Secondly, currently we are looking to explore other countries where we can go. Dubai is in one of our top lists. That's what we are looking at, but still have our visa remaining for 7 months. We don't want to just go.
Yeah,
So
we don't want to regret that we didn't try the
Right.
last few months. So which is why we are upskilling ourselves and simultaneously also giving interviews and applying and seeing, like getting more feedback to see what kind of jobs have more sponsorships and how it works. So we're sort of going through that process at the moment while we're working remotely, and I think we'll see what happens like probably in October, November time.
No, so we'll definitely do a part 2 of this, and when you guys maybe next year, when to understand if you have continued your journey in UK or
Definitely.
somewhere around the world. But thank you so much it was one of the most interesting and insightful discussion that I've had in a long time. So many fresh ideas, so many things to learn from you, and I hope you guys also enjoyed and learned from today's discussion. Any last thoughts, any parting thoughts?
Studying abroad is very romanticized, first. Secondly, it's a very good learning opportunity. Do come here, do experience the different world from your home country or home state, or from your comfort zone. It will be really difficult, but the journey is definitely worth it. At the end of the journey, you learn something which it would have taken you years to learn if you were back at home or in your comfort zone. Great experience, and be responsible. Enjoy your time, but also be responsible.
Be responsible.
And as Indians, we're very accustomed to hard work. Hard work is very important, but smart work is very important here, because we know people who have been applying for plenty of jobs, but they're doing the same thing for 1 year. What is the use? So please, like, hard work is important, but know how to upskill yourself and be ready to take other people's tips and always keep learning.
Right. I think there's a famous quote by Einstein: if you keep doing the same thing, don't expect different results.
Oh, that's
So
true.
I think exactly what you said. Thank you both for this wonderful time, inviting us into your home and sharing all this beautiful, insightful messages for our students. Before we wrap up, here Yash has a YouTube channel. So if you want to listen to more people than just me, and if you enjoyed his conversation, I'll be leaving the link in the description. Do check it out, and if you like it, subscribe it, and subscribe my channel too, so that you are fully informed about studying in the UK. And I hope to see you very soon in our next video. Thanks.
Bye.
And goodbye for today.
So really good interview.
Perfect, man. You're just
So if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel, and I will see you all in the next video.